Hi, welcome to Go with Yin Yoga and today's gallbladder and liver balancing Yin Yoga practice. Physically, you're going to be working on your hips, your inner and outer thighs, a little bit on your groin, a little bit on your low back. I am going to demo this as a props-free practice, but grab whatever props make you comfortable in the longer holds of Yin Yoga. Bolster, blankets, maybe a couple of blocks. I would recommend all those things. I'm offering an intention today of, are you a human doing or are you a human being? And that's something I'm going to remind you to revisit as we're moving through this short practice. Before we get started, I'd like to just show you something that's optional. It is an acupressure point. Okay. So you flex your foot and then you find your outer ankle outside of your foot. And you come down roughly, this is very awkward, sorry, come down roughly 2 fingertips underneath that ankle bone and come a little bit forward. And you should find a pretty big dip, and you can move your ankle around. It might be sore. If it's sore, it means it's a good thing to work on. This is gallbladder 40, and it is good to balance out the entire gallbladder meridian, as well as alleviate depression, lack of motivation or direction in life. What else? Moodiness. Okay, so go ahead, gather up those props and meet me back on your bed or your mat for this spring practice that balances our gallbladder and liver meridians. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Take your hands to your heart and just tune into your breath. Notice how it feels for you in this moment. Make no judgments, just notice. Close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable for you to do so. And so I'd like you to ask yourself, when you've been through something that is traumatic, that is sad, a loss, whether that's animal, personal, do you just get right back into your life and continue breathing deeply as you hold your hands over your heart? You just get back into your life because that's what people expect. That's that human doing. They think after a few days, okay, you've grieved, you move on with your life. And that may not be the case. It's been a little over a couple weeks for me. And I am very, very lucky to sort of be able to take time to rest and to grieve, aside from the fact that now we're having some issues with my husband's mother. Hopefully those will resolve. But it does seem like every time I get an opportunity to rest, finally something seems to happen. But I know, like with all things, this will pass. I mention this because a long time ago I heard the quote, "Your mess is your message." So I'm sure there are people out there who are also struggling with loss, maybe just aren't feeling motivated at all. Maybe you're depressed. This short practice, this acupuncture point you may or may not hold, may help you with that. Take a last couple of breaths here. And then just allow your hands to fall into your lap or onto your thighs and just take a moment. And notice how you feel now. And see if there's been any shifts. can go ahead and turn towards the short end of your mat. If you're using a mat, coming up into a tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Go ahead and take your knees out a little wider than hip width and bring the big toes together, slowly taking your hips back to your heels. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, a couple of things you can do. You can put a block between your feet and don't have the toes touching. You can drape yourself over a bolster. Place a bolster there and just drape yourself right over that. I like that option. I just didn't want to futz with a bolster today. You can roll up some blankets and put it under your ankles if that's an issue, and you can also roll up blankets and put them between your upper and lower legs, and then slowly come down to your elbows, taking your head to the mat or perhaps to a block, maybe 2 blocks, and just letting go and allowing yourself to be. Just allow yourself to sink into the safety and the stability of whatever is beneath your body, feeling really held. Maybe you need to come out of your pose. Maybe you've gone a little too far. Maybe you haven't gone far enough and you want to just change your positioning. We strive to have stillness in Yin Yoga, but it's okay to move when you need to. Can you feel yourself beginning to let go, allowing yourself to be held, melting into the support beneath you? And now that you've had a little time to go deeply inside, it might be the right time to ask yourself, are you taking the rest that your body is asking for? The last couple of breaths here. And then slowly begin to walk yourself forward, taking your legs straight out behind you, coming down onto your belly, bend your knees, and then allow your feet to fall to one side and then to the other. Just trying to get rid of any muscular tension that may have built up during our hold of wide-kneed child pose, or in your low back perhaps. And from there, take your elbows out to either side, one hand on top of the other. I'm going to kind of stay up so that I'm not burying the mic. And then bring your forehead onto your hands, coming into crocodile pose just for about a minute. And last breath here. And then slowly allow yourself to come onto one side and making your way back up into a seated position with your legs straight out in front of you. You know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it this way. So you're basically in a staff pose, that's its known. And bend one knee and bring that foot on top of the thigh of the other leg. Coming into a half shoelace pose. There are a lot of variations for shoelace, and you'll see a link to a video. You might want to pause the video and check that out. And as you're in this pose, in your half shoelace, you can come back to that acupressure point that I demoed in the beginning, finding your outer ankle bone, coming just a little bit below it, a little bit forward, and you are most likely going to find a big dip right there. And then just go ahead and press into it. Maybe closing your eyes. Notice any sensations you might feel in that top leg, the bent leg. And if you've been holding that acupressure point, you can let it go. Maybe come into a forward fold. Slightly deepen the sensation in that bent leg. Totally optional once again. Apologize. Well, you probably can't even see it. I forgot about the fan. The ceiling fan. I forgot to shut that off. Last couple of breaths here. And then go ahead and take your hands behind your hips. Straighten out that top leg. Open your heart by leaning back into your palms. Let's take a couple breaths here before we move to our second side. And then go ahead and bend the opposite knee. Taking that acupressure point, which you can't see me now, but coming to your outside ankle bone, coming roughly a couple of fingers underneath and a little bit forward, and you'll probably find a pretty big dip. And mine is telling me, yeah, I'm in the right place. It's a little sore. When I press that, I can feel sensations kind of on my inner thigh, kind of the outside of my calf, shin rather. All places where our gallbladder meridian runs. And I'd just like you to ask yourself, are you allowing yourself to take the rest you really need? And go ahead and release that acupressure point if you'd like. Maybe come into a little bit of a forward fold. When I come into that forward fold, I can really feel it on that IT band. The upper, well, it really runs from your hip all the way down to your knee, outside of your leg. And the last couple of breaths here. And go ahead and unwind that top leg, bend both knees, take the soles of your feet to your mat, and lean back on your hands again, and just allow your knees to fall from one side to the other, maybe taking your legs a little bit wider than hip width apart. And from there, allow yourself to relax back onto your mat, coming down onto your back, legs straight out in front of you, or whatever Shavasana feels right to you. You can take your attention back to the intention you may have set at the beginning of this practice. I offered, a physical one of our outer and inner thighs and our hips. We certainly got into those places. And balancing our gallbladder and liver meridians. And also, of course, the whole question of, are you taking enough rest? Are you a human doing, or are you a human being? We really celebrate human doing in our society these days. I thought I'm filming this on Friday. I don't normally film my practices that late, but it ended up being kind of a crazy week. And I thought real long and hard about, do I really have enough time? Do I have enough bandwidth? I think the reason I decided I would go ahead and film this today was that I needed it too. So just ask yourself that, see what comes up for you as you relax into your Shavasana until you hear me speak again. The invitation to continue being a human being. But if you do need to move into the rest of your day, allow your breath to deepen. Notice your body and all the places it touches on the support underneath you. Begin to take any small movements you need to bring yourself back into this moment, right now. And slowly, in your own way and in your own time, making your way back up into a seated position. Inhale, press the palms of the hands together. Go ahead and take those thumbs, bring it into your heart center. Pushing in firmly, allowing yourself to balance between being and doing, active and passive, female, male. Slightly bowing your head over your hands. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be free from pain and suffering. May you always take the rest that you need. Slowly blink your eyes open, taking in the rest of your mat, and then allowing your hands to fall into your lap or onto your legs. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for bearing with me through this difficult season of my life. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you are giving yourself grace and gratitude for whatever season you may be in and for showing up for yourself today, even if it was only to lay on that mat, to take the rest that you deserve. Right about now, there should be a link to a vlog. It's a little bit longer than most of my vlogs. It's almost 20 minutes, but it explains why Yin Yoga may help you with anxiety and depression. Have a wonderful rest of your day.